Hi, Capricorn. Welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for February 2021. Well, if you missed your birthday reading this year, don't worry. There's still time to do it, and it's a good idea to do it because you obviously want to hit the ground running in your new year, right? If you want to schedule that, you'll find a link for it down in the YouTube description below, and either one of us would love to see you. In last month's horoscope, I talked about how 2021 feels a lot lighter and brighter than 2020, mostly because Jupiter and Saturn have moved out of Capricorn and into Aquarius. So they're not pressuring you quite so much, right, as a Capricorn. And during February, Saturn is going to form some connections with Chiron and with Uranus, which are going to bring us opportunities to look at, to understand, and even to heal our relationship to the authoritarian and also the authoritative within and without. If there's anything in your chart, particularly from 6 to 12 degrees of the fixed signs, meaning Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio, you're going to feel this and you might want to know about it. You can find out more in our 2021 news playlist on our YouTube channel, Pandora Astrology. So right now we're going to get into some faster moving things like Mercury, Venus, and Mars, and some moons. Hey, Julia, what's life like for Capricorn this month?
Well, hey Capricorn. So I'll begin with Mars. That's the planet of activity. That's the planet of energy. And wherever Mars goes, Mars tends to bring a little conflict along the way. So Mars is going to be in your fifth house all month. And this is the house of games. It's also the house of children and gambling too. So if you do have any children, then you guys might be locking horns a little bit more than usual during this cycle. And if you do play any games or like to gamble or make any types of bets, then, you could be feeling extra competitive. I'd be very careful with betting any money actually during this cycle because you could also hit a very frustrating losing streak as well. So have fun with your games, but just try to, remember that you need to be a team player too. Then Venus, the planet of relationships, art, and beauty, begins the month in your second house of money and possessions. So this is a wonderful transit for just spending a little money on something that makes you very happy, because wherever Venus goes is where we find some pleasure. When Venus goes through this house, it's quite a fortunate time, especially if you're spending money on Venus-related things like art, like luxury items, beauty, for example, all that Venus stuff. And then Venus is going to be on the 25th going into your third house. And the third house is the house of communication as well as the house of siblings and neighborhood. So you could be getting along really, really well with any siblings you have. Cousins also fall under this house too. And also you might be enjoying your local surroundings and neighborhood a lot more. Maybe you can do some little trips and go to a local park or go to the beach, for example. Now, Mercury, the planet of communication and mentation, begins this month retrograde in your second house. So while Venus is in there bringing you a little bit of money luck, maybe you get a gift from somebody, for example, Mercury's also in there, meaning that you're going to be having to sort of redo, rethink, or re-strategize around your money and possessions in life, whether that's how you can handle your car payments, because this is also the house of possessions too, or how you can earn more money if you're running a business. These could all be things that you're having to sort of go over, especially if you thought you had it all figured out before this cycle. Now, Epiphany Day is going to happen on the 8th, and that's when Mercury and the Sun are closely conjoined one another. So you can get some mental clarity on all of these Mercury retrograde issues on that day. Then Mercury is going to go direct on February 20th, which means these issues will begin clearing up as well. However, it might take about a week after that for the Mercury retrograde cycle to fully be over, because as Mercury goes direct right on the 20th, he's going to be moving very, very slow in the sky until he picks up enough speed. And that's when we would say it's officially over.
Yeah, it's true. So we begin the month in Aquarius season, and we know that because the sun is here in Aquarius, and that does bring a lot of attention to your house of money, of stability, of finance, of your relationship with the physical world. But on the 18th, it moves out and into Pisces and your third house. And there begin to be, a bit of a migration of planets out of Aquarius and into that third house, which is a house of, as Julia was saying, your local environment and the people right around you that you have those everyday conversations with, such as siblings or housemates, neighbors, that sort of thing. And this is a house of intellectual stimulation, so that starts to come into the spotlight as well. Now, early in the month, we had the first of this month's moons, which is a new moon in Aquarius, which falls in your second house. Again, bringing emphasis to that big Aquarius pile. And this moon we're calling leaning into the age of Aquarius because it is so, massive. And we've made a video about it in our February 2021 news playlist on our YouTube channel, Pandora Astrology, if you want to find out more about it. But in it, we talk about, the age of Aquarius and how we're kind of on the cusp of that, but not quite there yet. But how this month might really feel kind of like, we're leaning into it or already for it. And that's going to have a lot to do with things technological, as is this year in general. Okay, then later in the month, we have got on the 27th, a full moon in Virgo. And that falls in your 9th house, opposite your 3rd house, where the sun is. We're calling this one being of service on your own terms. And with Virgo occupying your 9th house, it's like you've got a higher ideal or an ethic of service. And this moon is going to really, kind of bring some emphasis to that. And Uranus is helping by being harmoniously connected to both the sun and the moon. So it helps you to kind of ground your service in reality, but also have a spiritual note, and where those two things don't even have to conflict. Now, as we've been saying for a couple of months already, this winter is a really good time to start new projects. And the reason for that is because all of the outer planets are direct right now. There's nothing retrograde except Mercury, which is fairly fast moving and will be done in just a few weeks. And when this happens, when most of the planets are direct, it's a really great time for forward movement. It's a really great time for starting those big projects, like making a big purchase, like your home, your car, buying a rental property. It's a really good time for starting a business or any new venture. And so if you can just avoid the Mercury retrograde period, you have a very good chance, and it's shadow period too, like up to maybe February 25th or so. You have a really good chance of, birthing something that will be built to last with few obstacles built right in. So that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do be sure to like it, subscribe to our channel, share it widely. And you can find us on YouTube at Pandora Astrology, and also on our website, pandoraastrology.com, where you will find your horoscopes, the news and a monthly forecast, and also you can get readings with us and classes as well. And until next time, we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye-bye.